Hi, my name's Vicich, PDJ number 26228. I'm from Minooka, Illinois. I've been playing disc golf since 2002, and I turned pro in 2007. And here in 2015, I've joined Team Prodigy, and I'm going to show you what is in my bag today. All right, rather than start with putters or start from putters to drivers, I had the guys inside scramble up all my discs, so I'm just going to grab them and go from there, no particular order. Start out front here. This is a 750 M3. I was just talking about how I didn't throw an M3, and Will Schustrick and Todd Bagwell said you need to have an M3 in your bag. Said it's a really straight disc with a little bit of a hyzer finish, so I've got the 750 M3 that Todd just gave me, and it made the bag. That's how good of a disc it is. But I'm looking forward to throwing it around this week and seeing what she can do. Right here is one of my main putters. It is a 350G PA3. We've got a few team stamps, but it's just a regular old white run 350G. It's pretty stiff, tacky. I like the PA3 a lot. It's got some glide, good stability, and yeah, I've got two of the same in my bag that I putt with either or. There's no markings to distinguish the two. I've just been grabbing them this year, so I do have my St. Jude Mini. Picked it up in Memphis earlier this year, and that was in February, and we're here into the middle of May, and I still haven't lost it yet, so that's a good sign. We'll go down here. 750 H1. This is one of the most overstable discs that I've ever thrown, and I usually just use it for little chip forehand or chip backhand shots. Most of the time it's a forehand shot or a little tight righty hyzer skip shot, but very reliable. If I'm throwing it backhand, it's going left. If I'm throwing it forehand, it's going right. Even if I throw it down on a downward angle like this, it still fights out. So yeah, and this is a pretty cool color there. This is a good one. I picked this one up at the memorial at Spinners on the Green. They had it in their lost disc pile that they were selling, but it is a Proto D2, and it was Brady Hanna's. He lost it at Fountain Hills, and I picked it up and I started throwing it, and then I thought it said Ricky, and then I'm like, that says Brady, so I messaged him and showed him a picture, and he said, yep, that's mine. I threw it in the fountain. I said, well, it flies good, can I keep it? And he said, yeah. And this is the first Prodigy disc that I got an ace with, hole 10 at Highland Park in Joliet, Illinois. It was a skip ace. But yeah, this one I can throw it with a little bit of hyzer and it pops up and we'll get a little bit of turn. But it's a pretty reliable disc, and yeah, most of the time I'm throwing it like this and just having it pop up versus throwing it flat on any flex shots. .400 F3. This is actually, I had the twin in my bag for a while until I threw it in the water a couple tournaments ago, but I just grabbed this one and it flies exactly the same as the one that was in before. It's this particular F3 is a little on the understable side for F3s, so I'm throwing it with the hyzer and letting it pop up and do a little turn. If I throw it flat, it's going to fly straight and finish right. But I like to use this disc for longer wood shots when the M4 is not long enough. But yeah, nice red 400 F3. Got the 300 series PA4, and I don't throw this one a whole lot. I mostly have it in my bag for wooded courses where I might find myself having to throw a quick hyzer flip shot or little touch turnover shots that my beat up PA3 is too stable for. So This is a pretty understable disc. If I throw it with any power, I have to put it on a hyzer, and it will pop up and most likely turn and not come back. But very useful. I'm glad that when I do throw it, I am glad to have it in the bag. .400 f7. This particular disc here, generally if I'm throwing it, I'm rolling it, and I do like an understable disc to roll. I don't roll any overstable discs, just the understable. So the f7 is perfect for me. I throw it on backhand rollers and also forehand rollers. I do like to do the fun forehand rollers with this too, but even though it's just a fairway driver, it's not overly fast, but it does roll very far, especially get out on a golf course and on that nice grass. It'll go upwards of 500-600 feet. So yeah, it's a good f7. Got a 400 GD1. I actually just put this in the bag about 10-12 days ago. It's really fast. It's got some good stability. It's not a really overstable D1, but one that I can throw some flex shots with and get really good distance. Right now, this is my main distance driver, and the weight is only 168. And I don't know. For me, it's flying a lot farther than the heavier D1s that seem to be a lot more overstable. So a little bit of a pop top to it, so really good disc. All right, all out there. Got my microfiber Prodigy towel. Got a 300 series PA3. It's from the Illinois State Doubles Championships that I ran last year. Kale LaVisca put together this stamp for me. Thought it was pretty cool, and when I switched over to Prodigy, I had a few of these left over and started throwing them, and really fell in love with it. But if you see me throwing a putter, it's generally the PA3, and this is the second one that I throw in my bag. It's a little more stable than the other one that we'll talk about in a little bit, but I like it a lot. Put it on a line, a little bit of nose up with a lot of spin, and it'll hold the turn and go pretty far. It is a pretty far flying putter. It surprises me quite often. So generally, like during the week, my bag is down to 12-14 discs, and it's because I can just throw these, or a few of the other favorites. Right now we've got the tournament set up, and it is a lot more discs than I usually do carry on a week-to-week basis. But yeah, PA3, it's like that. Got a 400 GD3. It is 173. It does have a little bit of pop top. I've seen most of the grays. Not too many have had the pop top, but this one did, and it started out pretty overstable. I've been throwing this one for most of the year, and it's if I need a controlled distance shot, especially in the woods, or if I have to hit a gap, I can throw it on a nice flex line and trust it. And it's been flying really well for me, and I'll be sad when I lose it. Hopefully I don't. This particular disc came from Paul Ulibarri. When I made the switch over to Prodigy, he said, send me your address. I'm going to send you some discs, and this is a first run D1. It's a pretty overstable disc. It's not extremely overstable where I can crank on it and flex on it and have it flex and come back every time, but I usually do throw this in high winds and can trust that it'll come back, or it'll fly really straight into a ripping headwind. But yeah, it's got Paul's name and Cat's, so now it's in my bag. Thanks, guys. This is a fun one here. 300 M2. I placed an order and I said I want to try some of the baseline plastics because I hadn't really tried any of them out, and I picked this one up and it flew exactly where I wanted to every time. I haven't really hit many trees with it because it likes to fly exactly how I throw it. I should probably throw it more now that I say that, but it's really grippy. Played a tournament in the rain about a month ago, and this one came out a lot because of the great grip and chalky and tacky. But yeah, it's a pretty straight disc with a little bit of an overstable finish. Can throw it on some little flex shots, or if I put it on a hyzer, it's going to hold a hyzer. It's a great disc, and it's the 300 base plastic, so if I lose it, I just grab another one and she flies. So right here, 400G M4. This one's been in my bag for quite a while, so it is pretty flippy. If I'm throwing it, most of the time I'm throwing it on a hyzer and I'm controlling the angles and spin, and it's depending on when I need it to flip and turn right. If I really throw a great shot, I can get it to pop up and fly on a hyzer line and finish left, but it is to the point where it's very understable, but a very good woods disc. The M4 is one of my favorite discs to throw, and this is one of two that are in my bag today. So mentioned this one earlier. This is my other putter, just the regular old 350G PA3, the fancy team stamp, but really stiff and chalky and grabs the chains pretty good. .400 F1. My friend Dutch Napier sent this one to me. He saw that I posted on Facebook that I liked this particular run, and I had another one of these that I'd gotten from Ulibarri, who got it from Shoestrick, so it had a bunch of names on it, and then my name. And I unfortunately left it on the course, so I'm down to my my backup here that I got from Dutchy Boy, Mr. Batman. But yeah, this is straight flying with a hyzer finish every time. It's pretty not a super overstable disc, but it's a very reliable disc, and this is one of my favorite F1s to throw, or fairways to throw. Got the 750 H3 Proto. Got this particular one at the Memorial when they sent these out for us to test, and this is the same one I got that day, and it's taken a while to beat in. It's pretty overstable. If I throw it backhand, I need to throw it flat to with a little bit of turn to get it to go somewhere. If I'm putting it on a hyzer, it's not going incredibly far, but it's a very reliable disc, and this particular run of 750 it's a little softer, and I like it. But I do throw this one forehand quite a bit, more so than this H1 here. I can throw this H1 like this and it'll come out, whereas this one, it'll hold that turn a lot longer, and it'll try to fight out, but it just doesn't have the stability. But what I do like is I can throw it on these forehand flex shots, and the turn is just really nice and slow and predictable. It doesn't just dump out. It can hold that turn, and then it comes out nice, slow and predictable back to the right. This is another Paul Ulibarri special that he sent in that package to me. This is it's a prototype M2, and it's pretty overstable. It's the most overstable mid-range in my bag. I've never been one to carry the really overstable mid-range discs. I've always gotten away with throwing slightly overstable, and that's what this is. I can throw it on a hyzer and it's going to stay on that hyzer, but I can also crank on this one a little bit, and it'll hold, and then come back at the end. Or if I just put a little bit of turn on it, it's a very straight flying disc. It's a good feeling M2. And here is a 173 D1 400G. It's got the gunslinger stamp. That was a match play tournament that I ran a couple months ago in Joliet, but I ordered a bunch of discs and had this left over, and I picked it up, and it is really overstable. And this is one of those discs that during competition that is always in my bag, because sometimes you just need a disc that's fast and it's gonna go left, and that's what this particular D1 is. I can crank on it a number of different ways, and it's always gonna come back left, and very fast, predictable. And here is the second of the two F1s that are in my bag. It is a 400 series, and it's really cool purple looking blend, but it's pretty overstable. I throw it with flex shots or throw it on a hyzer. It's much like that. It's a little more overstable than that other F1. So if the winds are up, or if I really need to make sure that I end up left, this is the F1 that I grab for. Still more discs in here. Got a 400G D3. This has got a nice pop top to it. It's a pretty overstable disc. It's starting to get beat up a little bit as I've been throwing it for quite a while, and so it's starting to get a little bit more turn, where at first I had to really crank on it to get some distance out, but now I'm getting some really nice distance shots out of it, and yeah, it's fast, far, overstable, very reliable. Got a 400G D4. This is 173 grams. It's got a nice pop top to it, and while it's pretty understable, this is one of the farthest flying. This is actually the farthest flying disc in my bag, as long as I'm not throwing it in a headwind. Generally, if I'm throwing it, there's a tailwind, and or it's in the woods with little wind. If I'm trying to get aggressive on, you know, a tunnel shot, a long distance par 4 or something. If I'm not playing the mid range off the tee, I might grab this and hit it with the hyzer flip shot and see what it can do. But last week at Lemon Lake, we had a tailwind on one of the gold holes. It's 480 feet, and I'd hit it right, and I threw it 60 plus past the basket, and I generally don't throw that far. So, but headwind, no. Tailwind, little wind, yes, it'll go. Another little microfiber towel, Paragon disc golf. All right. Got a Cal LaVisca PDGA National Tour Champion F5. I believe it's in the 400 plastic, but this particular one it's actually a little more overstable than most F5s. I can, if we compare it to this F3, it's almost if the numbers should be switched on these two, and you know that's how it is in disc golf. You have different plastics and all that, and things change. But yeah, I throw this one with a little bit of turn, and it's going to hold that turn and get a nice S shot, or put it on a big hyzer. This is a bit of a workhorse, and I just put it back in the bag. I didn't have an F5, or I was using the F1s for those type of shots, and the F1s were coming out too quickly, where this F5 I can throw, and it's going to hold straight for much longer, and then have that soft hyzer finish versus the F1 where it's going to come back a lot harder. I'm finding myself grabbing for this one more and more. Alright, how'd this happen? My two favorite discs are the last two discs in the bag. Got a 400G M4, and this one's got a little bit of a dome to it. It's in that gray plastic that I really like, similar to these guys. But this M4 is the most thrown disc in my bag, next to the one that I'm going to talk about next. When I was going down to Memphis to St. Jude, Shoestrick was going down there. I said, hey, I need an Overstable M4. I know it sounds funny, Overstable M4, but says I got one that you might like. And as soon as I picked it up, I said that's going to be a good one, and it is. It's I can throw it on a hyzer, and it's going to pop up and keep that hyzer flight, or I can throw it flat, nose up, and it's just going to go straight, nose up with a little turn, and it's going to fly straight and have a finish to the right. So basically, I'm putting this disc on any angle I want, and making it do what I want. So this is one of the best discs that I've ever thrown, and I'm honestly not just saying that. I really like this one. Let's go throw. So the last disc in my bag is a 300 PA3, and I throw the crap out of this thing. It's a little tacoed, but somehow this is one of the first Prodigy discs I started testing when I back last year at the end of 2014, when I was considering making a move. I was testing a few discs out, and this was one of the first, and it's still in my bag today. And somehow, after all the tree hits and all the throwing, it's still got some stability. I can throw it on hyzers and it'll pop up and just go straight, or again with that nose up with a little turn, and it'll fly straight and finish right. I'm waiting for the day when I can throw it with the hyzer and have it pop up, turn, and finish right, but I don't have the power for it right now, or the disc is just not beat up enough yet. But yeah, one of the reasons during the week when I'm playing that I don't carry a lot of discs is because I literally just throw these two over and over, and but they go, and they're very predictable, and yeah. But this has got the Illinois State double snap, and as you can see, it's pretty worn out there, and beads getting all beat up, but somehow it still has some stability, and it's one of my favorite discs to throw, along with that M4. So, with that said, my name's Vicich, and that's my bag.